Samadukha Sukham Dhiram Umritatvaya Kalpate Asato Vidyate Bhavaha Abhavo Vidyate Sataha Ubhayorapi Drishtontaha Anayostattvadarshibhihi Avinashitu tadviddhi Yena sarvamidam tatam Vinashamam yayasyasya Akaśchit kartumarhati. So we have seen the one who is not bothered by these unavoidable dvandvas, pairs, opposites, these unavoidable pleasures and pains, unavoidable comforts and discomforts. The one who is not bothered, the one who does not look upon them as the main issues in life. You see, a non-issue also can obsess my mind and can torture me if I look upon it as a big issue. As we have been seeing in Vedanta, thoughts can disturb us more than things. Things disturb us much less. Things have a seema. Things have a certain limitation in disturbing me. But thoughts have no limitation. They can go on disturbing me. And they can go on intensifying. Thoughts can disturb me without any, limit. Therefore, let us not underestimate our own thinking. Let us not underestimate our own thinking as the central reason in our pleasure and pain. Let us not underestimate. The habit is that we blame material things, either their presence or the lack of it. Either we blame things or we blame lack of them. This is the universal approach. This is Swabhavika. This is the age-old human approach. This age-old human approach is this, that is, we look upon either the things or the lack of them, we hold them responsible for our sukham or dukkham. We hold the objects responsible. But we never hold ourselves responsible. We don't hold our own thinking responsible for our pleasure and pain. This problem is there. Therefore, Krishna here says, the heat doesn't bother you as much as you build in your mind your reluctance to face it, your reluctance to have it, your dislike for it, your revulsion for it. You understand? You build a dislike for it. That building an inner dislike for it disturbs you more than the heat. Another person doesn't have any dislike, he says, so Bhagavan ki mercy hai. Bhagavan also sometimes gives you summer, sometimes gives you winter, what does it matter? And even I tell you, they make a virtue of it. How? Garmi अच्छी लगती है, पसीना हो जाती है, and then you lose the salt, and your blood pressure will become normal. And you can say, doctor speak. I mean, this is what is called really, even seeing an advantage even in what people look upon as a disadvantage. Seeing advantage even in what the world thinks as disadvantage. That is called really being positive. Positive is being wise. I don't want to use the word positive because positive is a free for all word. Each one thinks his own way what is positive word. At least nobody understands what is wise, and therefore let me use that. That is being wise. The real wisdom lies in accepting God's creations. If I can avoid creating something wrong for myself, then I am all right. I can't tell God to take away summer from creation, to take away winter from the creation, or to take away from the objects the quality of being pleasant and unpleasant. Ye to hoga hi, this to hoga hi. Therefore, here Krishna says, your building of likes and your likes and dislikes torment you more than the things. Your dislikes, your likes and dislikes torment you more than the things. Therefore, if a person dislikes, if a person is suffering another person, it is not that the other person is really giving you suffering. You have a strong dislike, and that dislike, you suffer. You are not suffering the person. In fact, that person is not there at home for the last 20 years, for the last 1 month, let us say. He has gone to Rameshwaram. He has gone to Rameshwaram. But then the whole month you have been very unhappy, because whenever you think of him, you are very unhappy. Pata nahi kab aayenge, fir problem hoga. Even though he doesn't do anything, but then you don't like the person. Therefore, what do you suffer? When you don't like a person, what is it that you suffer? The person or your dislike? Your dislike. Therefore, sometimes we need to change the person. Sometimes, more often, we need to change our dislike. Mostly, we suffer because of our dislike. And this applies to the people. My dislike for the people, I suffer. Not the people really. Once you dislike a person, the moment you put the seed in the soil, immediately after that, it starts taking root. You initiate a dislike, then it starts taking root. You initiate a dislike. You begin, that is what is called the inauguration of a dislike. You inaugurate a dislike in your mind, then after that, you don't have to do anything. You have accepted a dislike. And once you have okayed a dislike for a person, then after that, that dislike keeps taking root. Unwitting, without your knowledge. You don't have to do anything. Like, you put the seed in the soil, then forget about it. Then it will take root. It will keep taking root, primary root, secondary root, etc., 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 etc. It will become a huge tree. Similarly, once I have okayed dislike, then it is going to take root and I will come to suffer. I suffer my dislikes and I suffer my likes. Therefore, here Bhagavan says, The one who is not bothered, meaning the one who is free from strong likes and dislikes for the object, the one who accepts creation, because our fulfillment lies in discovering the source of the creation. Our fulfillment lies not through likes for the objects or dislikes for the objects. Neither likes are fulfilling nor dislikes are fulfilling. Both are frustrating, I am telling you. Both are frustrating because raga by its nature cannot go without making you unhappy. वो कभी नहीं जाएगा. Raga will bother you. Raga means, attachment, love. Love will bother you. Hate also will bother you. I suffer like because what I like sometimes is not there. I suffer. I may say I am suffering the absence of the object. I am not suffering the absence of the object. I am suffering the liking for it, the likes for it. बहुत बड़ी बात है जी, बहुत सूक्ष्म बात है. We always think we suffer the absence of the objects, but we are not suffering the absence, we suffer the strong like. I must have it. Even though I don't need it, I can live without it, but somehow I have, because once I have initiated a raga, it is not going to fizzle out. Raga dvesha will not fizzle out. Once I have initiated a raga, it will take root. Once I have initiated a dvesha, it will take root. Therefore, the absence of what I like, I come to suffer. The presence of what I don't like, I come to suffer. Oh, Swamiji, that means the absence and presence of things. No, no. We think it is the absence of things or the presence of things that we suffer, but actually what we suffer is the strong likes for things, the strong dislikes. Now here Krishna says, hey, don't build strong likes and dislikes, you will suffer them. Growing, you grow and make them slowly, slowly weak. As you become grown up, as you grow more and more, the likes and dislikes become weaker and weaker. Are you able to follow? All right, Bhagavan, if I can grow out of likes and dislikes, okay, then what is the pay? What is the benefit? What is the benefit? All right, I renounce all likes and dislikes. Okay, then what is the payoff? What is the benefit? It's not so easy to renounce. It's not an object to throw away. To renounce an object is simple. Any joker can do it. But to renounce the likes and dislikes for the trend of liking and disliking. Renouncing a given like is different. But renouncing the trend of strongly liking and disliking things, that human trend, that universal trend, that age-old trend of liking strongly things and disliking strongly things, the trend of strong likes and dislikes, you can't pluck and throw away. You have to do a lot of analysis, lot of mimamsa. You have to do a lot of reasoning in life. When you do a lot of reasoning, then you learn to keep your mind free from strong likes and dislikes. Then you feel light. You feel light. You feel light when you are free from strong likes and dislikes, because every object has something to give. Every object, nothing is going to be fulfilling. And therefore I don't have to dote on any object, nor do I have to hate anything. In this world, well, there are all kinds of things. I can use the objects for survival, but I can't bank on them for fulfillment. I can use everything for survival, but can't bank on anything for fulfillment. If a person understands this much, then his mind is free from strong likes and dislikes. Therefore here Krishna says, when you have freedom from these bothering likes and dislikes, you become qualified for Brahma Vidya. Very important. You become automatically qualified. Therefore, becoming qualified means you have a mind. If you want to know the truth, you are in a position to do it. It's like saying, you say, you have the capacity to trek a mountain if you want. A man with strong limbs, a young man with strong limbs can be told, if you want to climb the mountain, you can. A man free from strong likes and dislikes can be told, hey, you can know the truth if you want. Meaning, everybody wants anyway. You can know the truth now. Mental peace has no other purpose than showing the truth. What else is it? What do we do with mental peace? Mental peace, mental serenity, mental objectivity has no other purpose than guiding us to the truth, facilitating reflection. It's like, when you take a book to read, you want to keep your mind away from all the disturbing thoughts, therefore, so that you can have a peaceful mind. Now, if you want to have a peaceful mind, then what does it do? Helps you go through the book. Helps you understand the book. Understand mental peace. The sole purpose of mental peace is facilitating education. Not that mental peace is facilitating pleasure. That is wrong. We take to pleasures for peace, not that we need peace for pleasures. Even though it is true, sometimes certain pleasures you can have when you are mentally peaceful, but actually, when you are very strictly logical, we use material pleasures thinking that they will give me mental peace. And mental peace again I can't use for pleasures, then I create again a vicious cycle. Whenever I create a cycle, then I keep moving in that. This is a problem in life. Don't create cycles. It's like, you see, I make money to live and again start living for money. Then what am I doing? Create a cycle. Please listen to this point very seriously. Once you create a cycle, then you keep moving in it. Krishna says you break cycles in life. You better break cycles. You break one cycle, you feel redeemed. Then there are new vistas, new topic in front. There is a new topic in front. A topic that is unknown to Jiva is there right in front. If you break one cycle, it's like I earn money to live and I live to earn money. What do they become? Cycle. I take to pleasures for peace, I take to comforts for mental peace, and then again I use the same mental peace to go after comforts. What does it become? A cycle. Cycle. In fact, we should have comforts all right for mental peace, We renounce strong likes and dislikes for mental peace and use mental peace for something higher. Use mental peace and something higher. And something higher than relative peace is absolute peace. Absolute peace is something that is higher than relative peace. And absolute peace is our nature. And recognizing our nature, which is absolute peace, should be the purpose of relative peace. And therefore, keeping in view all these points, keeping in view all these pros and cons, Krishna says, those who are not bothered, those who are free from likes and dislikes, those who have a peaceful mind, are prepared for, they are fit for the reality. Therefore, what qualifies us for knowledge is not strong faith or a strong belief. What qualifies us for the truth is clear thinking. Clear thinking is what we need rather than strong belief. A strong belief is nothing but a strong like. I have a strong belief in Bhagavan Vishnu means what? Strong like. Even God should not become an object of our strong like. You see? Bhagavan himself is saying, when you are free from strong likes and dislikes, you become fit for knowing the truth. And then you convert Bhagavan himself. And you convert Bhagavan himself into an object of strong like. Hey, Bhagavan is not an object of like and dislike, because when you convert, when you make God an object of like, then slowly you can make him also an object of dislike. Because there is nothing that can become eternally an object of like. That is the danger. If you like somebody, there is a risk of disliking him. And if you dislike a person, there is again a risk of liking him. Meaning what? Every object can be now an object of like, now an object of dislike. That means I keep moving from one emotion to another emotion. And therefore, God himself is never an object of like. God is the reality that one can understand in a state of freedom from likes and dislikes. Bahut badi baat hai ji. God himself is not an object of like or dislike, but God is a reality that can be understood in a mind that is free from likes and dislikes. Freedom from likes and dislikes can help me understand Bhagavan. And that Bhagavan is not another object of like. Therefore, strong faith is not what we need. If it is there, it is okay. You can have. Strong beliefs are not what qualify us for the truth, but clear thinking, clear reasoning, clear analysis. This is what can help us understand the truth. And therefore here Bhagavan says, Yam hina vyathayantyete purusham purusharshava samadukha sukham dhiram. And another thing, not only it will be free from likes and dislikes, samadukha sukham. This is wonderful in life. Our comforts, our pleasures and pains are equally the same. If you take into account, if you judge them in the longer term. I try to judge the pleasure only in the light of its presence. I judge the pain in the light of its presence. You see how fickle we can be in our judgments. I'll give you an empirical example. And when it is summer, you say, summer is the worst. And when the winter comes, you say, winter is bad. Winter is very bad. But last time you said summer is bad. But now you are saying winter is bad. This means what? I judge winter in the light of its presence. I judge the summer in the light of its absence. I don't see, hey, the winter comes and goes, And summer also comes and goes. That is called judging the summer in the light of its presence as well as absences in its entirety. Judge the summer in its entirety. Judge the winter in its entirety. Entirety means, do you know what is the entirety? It comes and goes. That's all the entirety. That's all the entirety. Summer comes and goes, winter comes and goes, childhood comes and goes, youth comes and goes, life itself comes and goes, whether you like it or not. These are the things we should look at very, very leisurely. Where I told you in the day before yesterday's class, why do we make balconies? Why do we make balconies? Everybody, some people have balconies and they have never seen it. Balconies. Balconies, kya karna? In fact, balconies are those, if you keep it clean, put the chairs there, you can look into the universe. Inside the four walls, you can't, either you are looking at the roof or the wall, it's too suffocating. It's a shelter over the roof, all right, for some, that's also required. A room is necessary, but we require a balcony. Do you know why? That gives us the vision of Srishti. You become reflective only when you look at the creation. This creation is something, you don't look at the earth planet, you think of the universe. This universe, when you think of it. You see? When a person becomes reflective, sit in the balcony and understand that every pleasure comes and goes in life. Every pain comes and goes. Excitement over pleasure is being what we call being hasty. It is being hasty. Celebrating pleasure is being hasty. And also being depressed over some losses and pains is also being hasty. Because judge them. Every pain comes and goes. Every pleasure comes. The whole life goes. See, must understand this is something very, very, very touching. In the light of temporariness, its qualities count for nothing. The qualities of pleasure count for nothing in the light of its temporariness. This is called Vedanta. The qualities of pleasure mean nothing, count for nothing in the light of temporariness. In the light, the temporariness is the fundamental quality. Because the pleasure that existed at this second is not there next second. Swamiji used to say very beautifully, long ago, Hamara Guruji used to say in Vicky Auditorium, I'm just touching it because he's coming in October. We are going to have Swamiji's talk in October. It just came to my mind. You know what he said? Every pleasure at every second, at the same time, three things happen. Born is gone. Born, the pleasure is born, and at the same time, for a second, is, and the right then born, right then is, right then gone. Between born and is, there is no time gap. Between born and is, there is no time gap. Between born and is and gone, there is no time gap. Seeing that there is no time gap between born and is and gone, alone amounts to seeing the temporariness of a pleasure. Temporariness, understanding temporariness is not in the form of length of time. Every bit of the pleasure right at the same time, born is and gone. As we say, as the sound is born, as it is born, it is gone. As it is born, it is gone. Every bit of it born, gone. Born, gone. Born is gone. Born is gone. Born is gone. Born is gone. In the light of this fact, what are the qualities of a pleasure? Because the quality is also born is gone. Therefore, here Krishna very, very confidently says, Samadukha Sukham. A person who looks upon both pleasures and pains equally. He doesn't have to live to avoid the pain and enjoy the pleasure. Then he is not qualified for the truth, because if a person is only fighting to avoid pain, to avoid discomfort, to avoid inconvenience, and only enjoys pleasure, then definitely it is an endless game, because, never-ending game, because after every pleasure I want to have another pleasure, or after having every pleasure I want to have the same pleasure again. It is a never-ending game. There is a phrase in English, wild goose chase. Wild goose chase. I don't know how that phrase came. Chasing a wild goose. You are never going to catch it, because it's not there. Maybe wild goose is not. Samadukha Sukham means a person who looks upon both pleasure and pain the same. He becomes a dhiraha. Dhiram, next word, please see. Dhira means a wise man. I am going to tell a story while explaining this particular word dhira. What is dhira? Look at this word. The previous phrase you have captured, Sama Dukkha Sukha, means for whom Sukha and Dukkha are the same. That doesn't mean he is insensitive. He is wise. Oh, inka kuch koi pata nahi. He has no taste. For him, pleasure and pain are the same. It's not in that manner. He is not insensitive. He is not really mandabuddhi, that he can't understand the difference between pleasure and pain. He is wise enough to see fundamentally there is no difference. Fundamentally there is no difference between pleasure and pain. For a dying man, now I will give you a crude example. If this doesn't work, then we can make sure, we can conclude it. You will not understand. So that we can go ahead to another point. For a dying man, what is the difference between all the pleasures he had and the pains he had? For a man who is leaving the body, what is the difference between the pleasures he had and the pains he had? Is there any difference? There is no difference, because neither of them is there now. What is the difference between the absence of pleasure and absence of pain? What is the difference between the absence of pleasure and absence of pain? It is the same. At the end of the day, before you go to sleep, throughout the day you had some pleasures, you had some pains. Just before going to sleep, what is the difference between the pleasures you had and the pains you had during the day? In fact, neither of them is there. Dono chale gaye. Ultimately, the destiny of the pleasure is its negation. The destiny of the pain also is its negation. वो भी देखना जरूरी है in life. Samadukha Sukham. And then the next is Dhiram. A human being is called Dhira if he is Dhira means he is wise. He means, buddhi. Buddhiman. Dhira means buddhiman. And the abstract noun of it is dhairyam. Dhairyam means a man who never gives up. It is called Dheeraj Rakho. What does it mean? Dheeraj Rakho, what does it mean? Be patient. What does that mean? Don't give up. Any right thing, don't give up. See, once you start giving up, then you will give up everything. Whenever something is painful, then you give up. You begin class. Then first day, everything goes above your head. It doesn't come anywhere near the head. Just goes above the head. And then afterwards, they say, this is not for me. Hey Rama, how? What a conclusion you make. What a conclusion you make. You just come for a few minutes. And then you say, it's not for me. Who knows? This may be for you. Therefore, until you see, don't give up. In fact, once you know that this is the right thing, even if you don't follow it, you better don't give up. It's like, you fall sick and the medicine is not working. Do you give up medicine afterwards? You give up medicine. Supposing a person falls sick and you try one medicine, it doesn't work, then afterwards do you give up? You give up. You don't make a conclusion, living is not for me, because no medicine is working. You don't conclude. In fact, one of the tapasyas is not to give up. The wrong don't begin. The right never give up. The wrong don't begin. You don't begin the wrong. There is a question of giving it up. You don't begin the wrong. Don't begin the wrong. And don't give up the right. The one who does not give up the right path of prayer, the right path of duty, path of values, the path of reflection, the spiritual path of this path of self-growth and self-knowledge, the one who doesn't give up. Because for this path there is no age. Like hunger is not confined to a particular age. Breathing is not confined to any age. Love for happiness is not confined to any age. Therefore, it has nothing to do with a given age. And therefore, this path that I have to think and know myself should never be given up until it is fulfilled. Until I fulfill this, until I see myself, I can't give up the effort to see myself. That effort to see myself, to understand myself, that effort, that Vedanta should not be given up. And the one who doesn't give up is called a Dhira. I have given a very, very, very traditional meaning. The one who doesn't give up. Because once you give up the right, then you will take to the wrong. Because you have to replace. Because it will create a blank. It will create a kind of a... There is a vacuum in life. At particular time also. Therefore, when you give up the right, then you will take to wrong. In fact, it is better to get occupied with the rights. Sometimes the essential rights are at least the topical rights. The fundamental rights like Vedanta, etc., prayer, etc., these are all, spiritually right. If a person doesn't can't follow the rights which are synonymous with spirituality, then at least keep occupied with the empirical rights like going to office in time, going for a walk. You understand? Doing something good, doing your homework, keeping the house clean, looking into the kitchen, what is happening. You should not just get occupied with the nice things, empirical good things. But supposing neither you are occupied with the spiritual, education, nor are you occupied with your day-to-day duties, then you give up the duties, you give up the spirituality, then what do? You take to wrong. Wrong just waits for you to give up the right, so that it can come and occupy your life. And wrongs are intrusive, rights are hesitant. Rights are very hesitant to enter your life, whereas the wrongs are intrusive. बिना बुलाए आके बैठेंगे. The wrongs will simply come because that is how the Maya Prakriti is. I don't have to have a control to do the wrong, but I need to have control to do the right. These few things in life, it is better to understand. These few things. Even to live a reasonably peaceful life, even to take a step back from the brink, you require a lot of information, a lot of wisdom. You need a lot of wisdom just to take a step back from the brink. And everybody is at the brink. One more step into the deep precipice. You are into black hole. Very dangerous. And therefore, we all require to be dhiras. Dhiras means don't give up the rights. Saha, Krishna says, such a person, amritatvaya. Amritatvaya means for moksha. Kalpate becomes qualified. Clear? I'll tell you, Swami Chinmayananda, Swami Chinmayananda? So upon a time, he used to hear, the whole city used to come and hear him. You don't remember? Swamiji, who is Swami Chinmayananda? Rama. Swami Chinmayananda, Abhi, Swami Chinmayananda, Swami Dayananda, they're all great. They did whatever they could do. He told once a story, which I liked. First time I heard this story. He told a nice story. He told it in somewhere in some yajna somewhere. Some during talks. Very nice. He told one story. That story is, you want to hear? The story is, there was a sadhu. A sadhu was going from one village to another village. And he saw some birds. Very depressed, very unhappy. These birds, lot of them, they were all very unhappy. They were not singing, not chirping, not flying. They were all just, looking depressed. The sadhu goes to them and inquires, birds, why are you so unhappy? Why are you so depressed? What has happened? Then one of the birds narrated their, story, unhappy story. You see, every day a hunter comes and he sets the trap. He puts the rice, basmati, and then we look at, we get tempted by the rice. And then we get caught. We are caught in the trap. And the hunter comes and then picks up some of the birds and then kills them. And every one of us alive today has lost some relations. Some bird has lost its own baby birds. Some have lost the parents. Some have lost the brothers. Some have lost the sisters. We are all reaped We're all mourning. We're all unhappy with this hunter. This hunter, this cursed man comes and doesn't allow us to live in peace in this forest. This hunter is called a Vyadha. This man doesn't allow us to live in peace. Then the sadhu said, please don't curse the hunter. If you decide not to get trapped, what will the hunter do? You can't put all the blame at hunter's door. You can't put blame. Only the hunter you have to take some blame because you are tempted by what you know that he is tempting you. When you know, then why do you feel tempted? Have little self-control. बड़ा मुश्किल है. But then you have to have some control. When you lose control over yourself, the result can be disastrous. Temptation, if I don't control temptation, the results can be very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Very risky. So Bhagavan, what should we do? Sadhu said simple. Tomorrow also the hunter will come. And then he is going to set the trap as usual. He is going to sprinkle the rice to tempt you. You should all, as one group of birds, you should all have solidarity. You should all have solidarity. In one voice you have to take a vow never to be tempted, never to go for the rice, never to land where the trap is set. Says, we will do that. Sadhu felt very happy. I taught so many people in the world. Nobody showed so much of inspiration for my teaching. As much as these birds, the sadhu felt very happy, fulfilled. Chalo, kam se kam pakshi to samajh gaye. Then the sadhu said, I want to make sure whether you have really followed all the steps that I have taught. I want you to repeat. When the birds in one voice said, tomorrow the hunter will come, he will set the trap, he will put the rice pieces, he will sprinkle the rice to tempt us, but we will not be tempted. We will not land where the trap is set. Sadhu said, done. No problem. Sadhu went to the next village, and then next day he was coming back again. On the way, he heard, even from a distance, he heard the birds repeating the same message. The hunter will come, the net will be, the trap will be set, and the rice will be there, but we will not be tempted. He felt very happy at a distance. When he came close, he is hearing the birds repeat the message, caught in the net. You understand? Caught in the trap, they are repeating the same message. This is our problem. Our problem is this. Human problem is this. You know what is this? We keep repeating the same message. I should not get tempted by wrong things. I should not allow myself to be tempted by wrong things, because that is the origin, that is the seed. Allowing myself to be tempted mentally, that mental temptation. Allowing in myself that temptation for a wrong thing. That allowing that first temptation for a wrong thing. then afterwards, even if I keep repeating that I will not be tempted, is of no use. Why? Because that repetition cannot be a substitute for action. Mere repetition cannot be a substitute for the action. Therefore, who is Dhiraha? Not only he knows what is right, but he follows what is right. Not only he knows what is wrong, but he also follows. Such a person, Amritatvaya Kalpate. Clear? The next verse, just another few minutes. Bhagavan is defining, you see, there are so many religions. Listen to it very carefully. There are so many religions. In this world, not only there are main religions, there are many main religions. Every individual in this world has his own definition of God. It is not that every Christian carries the definition of God in his mind as given by Bible. Nor every Muslim, nor every Hindu. In fact, individuals, every human being, he carries his own definition of truth, definition of God. He carries his own view of life. Each one carries his own definition. In fact, fortunately or without any choice, our liberation depends upon the right definition of God. You define God correctly and see it, you are liberated. It is as simple as that, and it is as sophisticated as that. Our liberation depends upon the right definition of God. When I define truth correctly, and if I see that very definition as evident in my life, truth as defined correctly, if it is evident in my life, seeing that it is right there, obvious, that is liberation. That is liberation. It's like the moment you see the sand in the desert, your vision of water is gone. Hear this sentence. You are thinking it is a pool of water. Go close to it. And then suddenly see sand. And the vision of water is gone. This is called Badha. Badha means negation of Bhranti. The moment you see the truth, the vision of the false is gone. Because the false is only a vision. False is not a thing. False is a vision. The moment, the moment you discover that supposing you had some doubt about your wife or your husband, you had a doubt about your husband. Every evening after the class, instead of coming home by 6 o'clock, you would come by 8 o'clock. Okay? Then this girl had a doubt, where does he go in between? Because the office is over by 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 3 hours, where does he go? Tormented. Now absolutely hell for her. And then really imagining so many things, and finally stalks him. Stalking? Spine. Going behind slowly. Like a tiger stalks its prey. So his wife also stalked him. And then ended up in Ramana Kendra listening to Gita class. She found him attending some Gita class till 7:30 and then going back. When she saw that truth, then her Bhranti, that vision, is gone. Her doubts are gone. Suspicion is gone. And all the curses that she used to, the cursings that she used to dish out for him, it's all gone. Anger is gone. Suspicion is gone. Everything is gone. unless we see the truth, the false vision can't go. And life is nothing but a material vision about the truth. Actually, it's a false vision about the truth. I am this form is a false vision about the truth. I am limited, I am non-eternal, I am frustrated, I am unfulfilled. These various views about oneself are nothing but material, false, empirical vision about the truth. Therefore, in order to be free from samsara, I must get my definition of truth correctly. I must get the definition of myself right. I have to define myself. What am I? Who is this me? I go about really finding definitions of various objects. What is my definition? Who is this me? That day I define myself correctly, that day I am liberated. Therefore, moksha depends upon the right definition of truth. Next verse, Bhagavan defines the truth. It's not a faith. He is defining the truth. Nasato vidyate bhavaha. Na bhavo vidyate sataha. Ubayorapi drishtaha antaha. Anayoho tattva darshibihi. The one who sees the difference between truth as defined in this manner and untruth as defined in this manner, the one who sees the difference between the truth and untruth is liberated. The very understand, the very appreciation of the definition of the truth liberates an individual. Therefore, it is not the belief that can liberate us, it is only the right definition of Bhagavan. And Vedic culture is so meticulous about making a man listen to the definition of the truth and the definition about himself. Are you able to follow? This verse we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Om Tat Sat.